Hi everyone, this is Sumit K. Today we will see Google Cloud VPC firewall rules. We will implement a few firewall rules with some different scenario. So before we jump into the our lab or demo, we'll see first what is firewall rules, some of the basic fundamental definition here. Okay, so let's understand what is your firewall rule, right? So firewall rule is a network security rule that controls the traffic that is allowed to flow into and out of your VPC network, right? So that's why VPC firewall rule let you allow or deny connection to and from your virtual machine instance in your VPC network. So when you create your firewall rule, either you can select allow or you can select deny on your traffic or on your connection. I'll show you when we do the demo. Okay, the second point is this is very important. Like all the ingress or all the incoming traffic by default are denied, right? This means that no traffic is allowed to flow into your VPC from the internet or from the other VPCs. So in so you need to create a firewall rules to explicitly allow traffic to flow into your VPC. So by default, no incoming traffic. Now, let's understand also why there and the reason why Google VPC firewall rules are denied by default. Firstly, it helps to protect your VPC from the unauthorized access. Secondly, it forces you to think about like which traffic you need to allow into your VPC and why, right? And thirdly, it can help to improve the performance of your VPC by reducing the amount of unnecessary traffic, right? So that is the reason that Google Cloud has denied all the incoming traffic. Now, egress, um, all egress in the Google Cloud VPC firewall rules are allowed. This means that any instance in your VPC can send traffic to any destination except the traffic that is blocked by the Google Cloud, right? So you can create a firewall rule to explicitly deny traffic to a specific destination. Again, there are some reasons. First reason is it allow your instance to communicate with the internet and the other Google Cloud services. Second reason, it could be right, like it allows you to create firewall rules more easily since you don't have to explicitly allow all outbound traffic. And thirdly, it can improve the performance, right, by reducing the amount of unnecessary traffic, similarly as in ingress, sorry. So three ways to select the targets. The first is all instance in VPC. Second way is using network tag, and third is service account. This is a special use case. I'll cover this in this demo. So on your right side, this is a diagram where I have a VPC. I have two subnets, Delhi region and Mumbai. This is Asia South. This is Asia South one. So as you know, VPC is a global service. Cloud Firewall is also a global service, along with the routings, and subnets are the regional service. So your firewall, whenever you create a firewall, it is a global, but you can control it. Um, while firewall rules are defined at the network level, connections are allowed or denied on per instance basis, right? So you can think of VPC firewall rule as existing not only between your instance and other network, but also between your individual instance within the same network. So this is your same network. Even if you want to, isolate the traffic using the firewall, you can do that. I'll cover this, so don't worry about that. So in this architecture, you can see that you have two subnets. This is your VM instance, and I have and let's say it has a Apache server installed, some web server installed, and if in order to reach this instance from the public internet, you have to create a firewall rule, guys. So what is that firewall rules? This firewall is saying source is public internet. The target is my all instance in this VPC. In this VPC, whatever instance, regardless of the subnets, right, and allow port 80 can access on port 80. So whatever instance in this VPC can be accessed from the public internet, and this is the first way, all instance in VPC, right? So we'll see this first, how all instance can be accessible, and then we'll use some network tag. Network tag is nothing. I'll show you. Let's first implement this basic firewall rules. So let's move on to my Google Cloud console. Okay. So I already, just to save the time, I already created a VPC, VPC1 along with two subnets. This subnet 1, this subnet 2. This is Asia South 2 region. This is the Delhi region. This is the Mumbai region. And the IP range are 192 for Delhi and 198 for Mumbai. There is no firewall rules. You can see that there is no firewall rule. Now I already created a VM, right, with Apache server installed using the startup script. So you can see that it has got internal IP, it has got the public IP, right, and the network is VPC1. So if you want to access this VM on the public IP, try to access. It will keep on spinning because there is no firewall rule. It is blocking, like what I have said. All the ingress traffic are denied by default, and they say that this is the reason that that I cannot access my web server on internet, right? So what would you do to open this traffic? Simple. Go to your VPC network and add a firewall rule. Let's allow HTTP traffic, right, on 80, and this select your network. So this is your network VPC1, okay, and the direction of the traffic should be ingress, because someone wants to access from internet to your web server. And the action on match, I should you should select and allow. And here you have three options, as I said: all instances in the network, and then you can use target tags, and then you can also use service account. So as of now, we are performing demo on all instances in the network. Okay, IPv4 range should be IPv4 public internet IP. This is the source, right? This is the source, right? And the target is all instance, which means all instance in the VPC. So source and target. So this is what you have to define in your cloud firewall. So as of now, leave it all this thing, leave it default. So here, which is this is very important, protocols and ports. So you select the specific protocol and port. So I selected 80 because my web server is listening on port 80. So create it. Okay. Now if you try to access your web server, you should be able to access it. Let's try it. See. So this is your web page. Basically, this web server is displaying your VM name, the server location, like where this server is hosted. It's hosted in Asia South 2A, and your client IP, right? So your first part is done. Now let's do this network tag. Like how do you update the network tag, and based on that, your server will be accessible. Now, what you want to do is in some time you don't allow all the instance, you know, you don't allow all the instance in your VPC to be accessed from the internet. So in the first option, if you create a second VM in subnet 2 and you install the web server over here, automatically this server can be accessible over the internet, right? But I don't want all my instance to be accessible. I want only those VM who has a specific tag. So let's say I update the tag HTTP here. Only this machine, sorry, only this machine who has this tag are accessible, can be accessible, right? Or let's say I update it here. I'll create a new machine. Okay, so that's why you will able to see the demo. Let's see. Let's go to the instance, create instance. Let's create VM2. And this time go to Mumbai, small networking, and here you can select VPC network, here subnet. And then you can use startup script. Okay, everything is fine. Oh, so I think I have forgot to update the tag. Okay, no worries. Let's complete this VM deployment. So this is my second VM, right? As of now, there is no tag. So even if you try to access this VM from the machine, it is accessible. It should be accessible, right? Because I think it's still loading. Because they are in same network and the VPC firewall is saying all the instance in the network. So why it should be accessible, right? Let's try again. Okay. So we are still on all instance in VPC. We are still on the first part. Now I'll do one thing. We're gonna we're gonna click on VM2, edit it, and go to tag. Where is tag? There, manage tags. Oh, sorry. This is the network tag. This is something else. So here, let's do it HTTP. Okay, and save it. So basically, what I'm doing, I'm uh, you know um, putting a tag on my VM2. So what happened, and then I'll change my firewall rules so that the user from the internet can access the web server to this VM2 based on the tag. And once I update the firewall rule, this VM you cannot access this VM, right? So let's do that. So go to your firewall rule. As of now, your both instance should be accessible, right? Now go to your firewall rule. Go to target and specify target tags, and here I'll select HTTP. Okay, so this is the tag that I have, I have created on my VM2. Save it. So what would happen once your firewall is updated? So you'll see this VM should not be accessible because we have changed the firewall rule. Only VM having this tag HTTP uh, is now accessible over the internet. So my firewall rule is updated. Now, if you try to access this VM, let's access this first VM. See, your first VM, you cannot access your first VM, right? Because we have changed the firewall rule saying only the VM having this tag are allowed into this firewall ingress rule. Now, copy VM2. See, now your VM2 is accessible. So basically based so tagging is something that you can control your control your traffic based on certain target values, right? So this is how it works. So now take another scenario. Let's go to my diagram here. Let's take another scenario. I have updated two more tags, ICMP and ICMP tags. So let's remove this firewall. Let's remove this one because I have already updated my firewall rule to listen on tags, right? What is my tag? HTTP, right? So sorry. So that's how it works because my firewall rule is saying only HTTP tags. So that's why this traffic is now diverted to my VM2. Now I'm taking another scenario where let's say you have VM1 and VM2 and you want to allow a connectivity between them. Then how do you establish, right? Using the tag. So using the tag, I have already have two VMs and I already updated the tags on both the VMs. right? If you go to where is tag? See the ICMP tag. I have just updated it on VM1, and the same tag has been also updated in VM2, right? You can see that along with HTTP, I have also one more tag ICMP, right? So I want to establish a ping connectivity between them. So what would you do? You obviously you will create a firewall rule. So let's see in action. Go to your VPC network, okay, and go to firewall, add firewall, allow ICMP VM1 to VM2, okay. Your network is VPC1 ingress, allow on tags, right? So I'll say ICMP is the tag. Source filter is no. What is your source filter? Tell me. I want to allow both the subnets. So what would you do? You go to your VPC, right, and take the subnet IP range of from there. Take this IP from subnet one, put it here. You'll take another subnets here, right? So your source would be both subnets. Now, what protocol you want to allow ICMP, right? So I only allowed paying request. That's it. Simple, right? So my firewall has been created. You can see that allow ICMP. See that? Okay. Pretty simple. Now you want to test the connectivity, right? So go to your compute engine. Now I already one more thing that I already created a one more firewall rule to allow SSH connectivity from internet on both the machines so that I can show you the demo. I can log in an SSH to both the instance, right? So that part I have already created it. So you go to VM1 SSH, you go to so this is your VM1 and this is your VM2. Okay. Now if you want to access this machine, how would you do that? So the IP of this machine is 2, right? So 10.255.198.2. So you can see you can ping it, right? Now you will ping this machine from VM2. Should be able to do that. You can see that both the IPs can ping each other. Now what happen if I go to VM2? Let's say if I go to VM2 and remove the tag, what would happen? Let's see that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just ping it continuously. Okay, okay. So both VMs are can ping each other. You can see that. Now I'll do one thing. Go to tag and remove this ICMP in VM2. Okay, save the change. Now see the effect. What would happen? Can you see? So you can see your VM1 unable to ping VM2. because I have removed the ICMP tag, network tag from VM2, and that's why VM1 is unable to reach. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Try to ping. No, it cannot reach. Now try to ping. Yes, it is reachable, right? Now, if you remove VM1, the if you remove the tag network tag on VM1 as well, then it get also stopped, right? So this is how you can control your traffic using the network tag, right? There are many. If you are using your three-tier architecture application, so you will find in a real world you will see that how the network tags are used, and to to control your traffic from one subnet to another subnet, or from one VM to another VM, or from one network to another network as well. So it's very useful, right? So this is I just wanted to show you the demo on network tags, and already a video is going very long. Sorry for that, because I am little slow, and I because I my intention is to is to show you each and everything, like in detail. So so that's it for now. I hope this video has been helpful for you. In next video, we will cover service account, and we'll show you how why service account is preferred method over using the network tag. I'll show you the difference, right? So next time we will cover this in detail. Um, Before I wind up this video, I want to say that Google Cloud Firewall is a very critical component of any cloud, or security posture. So misconfiguration of cloud firewalls are most of the time leading cause of your network outage and security breaches. So in the real world, when you're troubleshooting any network connectivity issues or network related thing, most of the time you'll find that your firewall is culprit, like your firewall is misconfigured. So make sure that you configure your firewall in a proper way. So uh, also a misconfigured cloud firewall can open your network up to attack. So it is important to carefully review your firewall rule and make sure they are aligned with your security requirement. So this is very critical. So make sure that firewall rule are always configured. So that's it for now. Let's see you in next time. If you like this video, please share it with others, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.